Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got Paul down for his third session on his quest for single figures. We hope you enjoyed the first two videos that we did with Paul, the most recent one fixing the slice. Today we're looking at Paul's putting. You've highlighted that that's a weakness in the game at the moment.
Certainly a weak point, yeah.
And what part of your putting do you struggle with, Paul?
Certainly consistency. Long putts I'm generally not too bad with. I'll get it fairly close to the hole. But then when it comes to like a 3-foot putt, 4-foot putt, I'll generally, a lot of the time, maybe even push it a little bit to the left. But saying that, sometimes it goes to the right.
Yeah.
I'm even struggling getting the distance right as well.
Okay, so we've got a bit to work with.
Oh, yeah. I suppose it's a clean slate and see what we can do.
Okay, yeah, good. I mean, what we're going to do today, for those of you that most of you probably haven't seen this, is we're going to use the SAM Putt Lab, followed by some work out on the putting green. So the SAM Putt Lab is going to give us some data such as face angle, path, face rotation, where you're striking it out of the middle or the heel or the toe, how much you're hitting up on it. So quite a lot of factors really. Which might sound technical, but actually when it comes to it, it's pretty simple and helps us really simplwer.
And it's something I've never used before or never seen. So
good. Yeah,
interesting.
You will find it interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit from this black dot here to the hole. We've got a sensor on your putter, and that's going to link up to the unit just there. So first of all, to make sure we get accurate data, we just need to calibrate the putt, if you like, and it's a right lip putt. So if you just
aim for the right,
aim for the right lip, So if you just kind of hold the putter there, Paul, and you're going to, we're just going to pop this laser on, and we're going to point the laser on the right lip, so just on the black dot. That's good there, so just hold that in position. Great. So we're going to hit 10 putts. Not going to say too much just yet. No. We're just going to watch, observe, and just putt as you normally would do.
Oh, that's a good
easy
start.
And as you say, Paul, there's no real pattern to your putting. You say you sort of struggle with the short and the long ones.
Yeah.
Just as you hit in here, how many putts would you say you have per round?
I'd say I'll probably 3 putt, say on 4 or 5 holes on a round.
Quite a lot, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I'd only ever 1 putt it if the ball was 1 or 2 foot from the hole.
Okay. And our greens aren't that big, are they really here? So we shouldn't really be 3 putting.
No.
Good shot. Nice.
Thanks.
Putt. I mean, again, if you think about it, you're currently at 16, and we want to get down to single figures. You know, if we can cut those 3 putts out.
Oh, we're almost there then, aren't we?
There you are. You don't need a putting lesson, Paul, right?
It's not too bad, that, is it?
And again, we find it with a lot of players, you know, that in this environment that's fairly relaxed.
I'm not relaxed at the moment. I'll just try my best to,
Oh, I say relaxed.
I'm never relaxed putting.
I say relaxed in a, I guess, constant environment.
It is,
where you're hitting the same putt, you know, on the same line. You can sometimes get a groove, but we can still see technical flaws. Okay, another 4 there, Paul.
Right, What I find annoying is, say on a par 3, you can get it, say, 2 metres from the flag, and you'd expect at least to get a par. But I can sometimes get a 4.
Frustrating, huh?
From that distance. But then you're hovering over the putt, thinking, I need to make sure it goes close. If it doesn't go in, and then if it goes past, and it's like, oh, I'm just, soul destroying.
Yeah, it is, and it can affect you can affect you going on to the next hole as well, can't it?
It can, yeah. Bit too much pace.
Yeah.
Too much pace again.
Yeah. Couple more.
How about the distance of my stance? Is that about right?
Yeah, about shoulder width, or even just widen shoulder
Just
width
wider,
is fine.
yeah.
In actual fact, you know, your setup doesn't look a million miles off,
Does it
not? Again, this is just an interesting observation. I noticed that you actually hover the putter.
Yeah.
You don't actually rest the putter on the ground, do you?
No.
Is that for any reason?
I've just started doing it recently.
Right. And has it helped?
No, it's not helped. No.
Because some people hover a driver,
Right.
to take tension out of the stroke, if you like, or out of the shot.
Yeah.
But it's just something you're almost
I don't know
experimenting with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it works, so
Okay.
yeah. I suppose it's a habit I've got into, just hovering it.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Was that 10 already?
yeah, that's 10, yeah. Okay, Paul, so we've hit those 10 putts, and now it's basically SAM Putt Lab break down the stroke into sort of 5 different elements, really.
Right,
First of all, we've got the club face aim. So the aim is essentially, as obvious as it sounds, is responsible for direction. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the face is either open or closed, that's
Yeah.
clearly going to affect direction. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And what you can see, this sort of dark green colour here. So when it's 75% or above, that suggests it's pretty good. Yeah.
Right.
But equally, once we're getting into, say, red,
Yeah.
as you can see on the right hand side there, it's not so good.
No.
So you can see at setup.
So is this looking at the average
This is the average,
of
yeah.
them 10 shots?
Exactly, yeah. They might differ a little bit from shot to shot, but it's going to be, yeah.
Because none of them sound like 1 degree close doesn't sound much.
No, and to be fair, you can see because it's green, it's saying that
Right,
actually
yeah.
it's not a million miles away. However, it's so that's 1 degree closed at setup,
Yeah.
but it's 2.1 degree closed at impact, which is a problem. So it's saying,
Right, yeah.
you know, the red is, you know, that's poor. You consistently poor though, Paul. So that's
That's
positive.
Positive, yeah.
But clearly, if that, you know, 2.1 degree again doesn't sound a lot, but actually it is. You know, when we're on the putting green, you know, that's
Yeah. So that face to aim, that's before I take my shots?
yes.
So I'm set up right.
You set up pretty well, yeah. It's marginally closed, but pretty well. But then at impact, when you're striking the ball,
Which is the important bit.
exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's something we need to bear in mind as we come back to as we sort of go through it. Again, so now we're on to the face rotation. So essentially, how much that club face is opening and closing throughout the stroke.
So that green again on the charts on the right hand side.
Yeah,
Does that mean it's not too bad?
Well, the dark green means it's good. The red was bad. This kind of, what colour is that? It's almost like a darker green, isn't it?
Yeah.
Means you okay.
Right.
It clearly needs work.
Needs work.
Okay. You know,
Yeah.
you're just above, what's that, 55%. So it's not great, really.
No.
What you find with the better putters is that however much they open on the backswing, 6 degrees,
Yeah.
they would close it a similar amount. And you can see that you're closing 15 degrees,
Yeah.
which is almost 3 times the amount, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so 2.5 the times the amount. So that's closing far too much. Now there might be a reason for that as we sort of work through this.
Yeah.
But we really need to try and get some consistency with your club face throughout the stroke.
What's this little bit at the bottom of the chart? Rotation.
Yeah, that
rate of impact.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing, really. It's kind of there's your sort of your 10. Can you see your sort of 10 shots there?
Yeah.
So they're basically your 10 individual
So there's the
shots.
one which was way out.
There was one that was a long way out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see this kind of zone, this grey zone here, is where we want to be.
Right,
So we
yeah.
need to improve it to get closer to that zone. And again, the amount of face rotation can differ from player to player. You know,
Yeah.
so if I just demonstrate here, So you might have some people that are more upright.
Yeah.
So somebody like, say, Matt Fitzpatrick recently won the US Open.
Yeah.
He puts very upright and has actually very little face rotation because he's straight back, straight through. We look at, say, Tiger. Certainly when I was growing up, he was the best by far putting. He would play hands a bit lower.
Yeah.
So he would be more on an arc, and he would have more rotation with the face. Both incredibly good putters.
Based on your putting, quick question. Based on your putting style, would you have a different putter for it? Because I presume you want your putting to be flat on the ground or horizontal. Yeah. You don't want it
again part
up
of
or down.
Yeah, part of the
fitting
fitting process. Yeah. First of all, you've got either face balance putters, so this putter here, see how the club face is pointing up?
Yeah.
That's called a face balance putter. So that's designed for someone with a straight back and straight through stroke.
Is it right?
If there was a putter that had more toe hang, where the toe would be hanging more, that would be someone with more of an arcing stroke.
Right.
Okay. So, and again, once we establish your stroke here today, we can actually let you know whether this putter's actually right for you.
Yeah.
Not that I want to sell you a new putter.
No, that's it's quite technical in a way, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And to be fair, from a fitting point of view, not many people get the putter fitted because it's feel, do I like the look of it? Where actually it can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I basically bought that based on hitting a few putts in the shop.
Yeah.
And it feels nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But that's not to tell you you've got the wrong putter.
A lot of people buy them just on the make, won't they?
Yeah. Odyssey, Scotty, Cameron, Taylor.
That's right, yeah.
They're all leading brands. But yes, people do have their favourites, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So there's your face rotation.
Yeah.
And then now we're going into the club path, and this is where I think everything's going to sort of match up for you and help you understand it. So
they look consistent, don't they?
They are consistent, yeah. So, I mean, if we just sort of look at this as a whole, on average, you can see that the path here is 5.2 degrees left.
Yeah.
So that's across the ball. So you can see that this black dot here is the ball, this is the backstroke, and this is the follow through. So you can see that on every one, it's going slightly on the outside, and then a long way across it on the way through.
But it's fairly straight, isn't it, going back?
Yeah, it is
still a bit
fairly straight, but I'd say it is outside. Yeah, it is outside. Certainly, there's maybe shot number 3 here, possibly shot number 8. But you look at these, I would say that's too far outside. And then
I might be wrong, but based on looking at that data, it looks like I need to work on more straight going back and then following through and trying to keep it straight.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I would actually
to try
say,
and arc it from that.
Yeah.
From them figures might be a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, with coaching, we're always trying to change one thing to influence, perhaps 2, 3, 4 things. So in your case, I actually think we need to get the club head feeling like it's working more on the inside.
Yeah.
And then, because if we look at it from this point of view, at the moment you're essentially taking it a little bit out here.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't feel a lot, but then obviously naturally it comes across it.
Yeah.
Again, going back to that, the face rotation number that sort of said 16 degrees.
Yeah.
It's 16 degrees closed relative to the target. So you might feel like you're coming through with a square face, but relative to the target,
it's closed. Yeah.
So really, if we get that putter head swinging a bit more on the inside, on what feels like an arc, but actually it's probably going to be pretty straight.
Yeah.
And then from there, we can then swing more down the target line. It might even feel like a draw type swing, if you like. Where it feels like you're coming more in to out, and that'll sort of neutralise everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never thought it was so technical with a putter.
No.
Yeah. It's almost like trying to sort out your iron swing or your driver swing.
I think many of us want that perfect golf swing, but actually, this is the game within the game, isn't it?
It is. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It can be the difference between 16 handicap and 9 handicap, between off scratch and +2. And at the top level, it could be the difference between coming 10th and 1st. We only look at Cameron Smith there the other week in the Open.
Yeah.
The difference between him and Rory was holding putts. And that's what it comes down to. if we look at the final element on your striking, I would say that's pretty good. Yeah. So you can see that you're hitting central most of the time. Okay.
I bet the consistency says 46%. So
it is. It's a bit low, And if we were to look at that graphic there, you'd probably say it looks quite consistent, you know.
Yeah.
But on this particular element, because the SAM Putt Lab's so kind of precise, it still says that it's not as consistent as it could be.
No.
But I'd like to think if we tidy the stroke up, that's going to get more consistent.
Get better.
Yeah. The final element is how much you're hitting up on the ball and what it's launching at. We say that it's around about 2 to 4 degrees on the up.
Right, yeah.
Is optimal. 1.8 up is pretty good, you know. So if you're hitting up on it, it's going to have the optimal roll. Again, you know, think about the stroke element. We're saying that you naturally come across the ball. So if you're naturally from out to in like that, then I would say you've got more chance of almost coming down on it in a sense.
Right.
Where if you're a little bit more sort of, you know, in to out there, there's more of a chance of hitting up on it a bit more and getting a better roll.
So them figures might change once I change the swing.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, you almost look at those sort of 5 elements and you think we could pick something out in every one, but actually if we change the backstroke, it's going to influence them all. Okay.
Because I've got that type of swing, I must be doing some sort of other correction to make it so it's going towards the hole.
And you do find that with a lot of players.
Maybe I'm
there's
aiming a bit more to the right.
More to the right, or you might even manipulate the club face coming through.
Yeah.
Because you will hold puts, as we saw there, you know.
That's right.
And you do see that with players. They might be getting success, but you probably know deep down that technique's not going to kind of be that consistent, or, you know, under pressure, if you like.
That's right, yeah.
So what I think we should do now we understand those numbers, we know that the path is an issue. Let's head outside, let's do some drills on improving that path, get it a bit more into out, and we'll take it from there. And one thing that we found that I think is really going to help you is improving that path, that putter path.